We're at the Main Event Training Center in Fort Lauderdale, North Fort Lauderdale, part of CCW.
Don't give away the secret location.
It's secret. All right, I'm not going to give the address out, Dan. CCW.
Give the address out. Give the address out. Yeah, of course.
We'll get to the address, guys, in a minute. So that way, this is where they train wrestlers. They also have shows. CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling, has been going on for a long time, been very successful in the South Florida market. Tonight's going to be an all-women's show. It's not a CCW show. They're using the facility here. But it's just amazing how women's wrestling has progressed. And Dan, I'll just start off with you. Why do you think women's wrestling is bigger than it's ever been?
Hard to say. I think maybe just because it's become more viewable by the mainstream. More women are finding out about it. And the more mainstream wrestling becomes, I think it draws from different walks of life, and people that never even considered being wrestlers and might be great athletes might see it as a way to make some money, and it's on such a big stage now with WWE being so focused on women's wrestling, having the Mae Young Classic and everything. So there's a lot more talented athletes looking for something to do beyond collegiate sports maybe, and there's a lot of contributing factors, I'm sure, but that's got to be probably at the top of my list, I would think. Just more people knowing about it.
Pablo, you've wrestled around the world. You've wrestled for a while, and you're training wrestlers. What has been like women in wrestling around the world, and how different has it been in the past, or has it been different compared to what it was in the past here?
I was talking to my friend yesterday, Dave Johnson, and he was telling me, brother, 10 years ago there was no girls wrestling. Right. Now there's so many. I think, believe it or not, the popularity of Total Divas has been very effective. I mean, I get calls from girls telling me that they couldn't tell you who Harley Race is, they couldn't tell you who Ric Flair is, but they know the Total Divas and they want to join just because of that. Right. So that, that's...
Hey, strike everything I just said. He's right. I think he's probably right. I mean, I didn't even think about it because it was probably a couple of years ago, but I had a couple of people that I know from my business life that approached me about wanting maybe to join the wrestling school after they saw Total Divas. So, yeah, I think that's probably a really huge factor. Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah,
so smart.
And Pablo, too. You think about that, Total Divas, but in Japan, there have been women's wrestling groups, even before Stardom. Stardom is big out there now and all. And in Mexico, yes, women's wrestling was very big. What do you think about the athletes, the women that are actually wrestling today? Because it's not eye candy here. They actually can wrestle.
Yes. It really is a total different world, and but it's becoming very popular here in America as well as
overseas. Yeah.
Overseas, yeah.
And do you think that just because the fans, that's what they're used to over there, and it's trying to get fans in America used to what Japan has been doing and what Mexico has been doing?
I don't know if one has anything to do with the other, to be honest. I don't know. I guess with the internet, but they have to look for it, you know what I mean? I think the original idea of them wanting to be a wrestler had to come from what they see, like you said, Total Divas, WWE, focusing a lot on women's wrestling and everything. Gets it on the forefront. They might go and start searching online and finding out, hey, there's actually wrestling in Mexico, wrestling in Japan, women, and you might look at that. But I think that,
and I also think the caliber of female athlete now in the WWE it is phenomenal. So you see why these young girls now, the girls that we train with, they actually adore the Natalias and all these great athletes. They're wrestlers now, the female ones.
How big could this get in America? How big could women's wrestling go? Could we see a main event at WrestleMania with women?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. They've already main evented, like Monday Night Raw and things like that. They had a women's Hell in a Cell match. So yeah, it's starting to come more to the forefront. And there's been talk of possibly doing just a all-women's wrestling show with WWE. And they brought in 32-year-olds for this Mae Young Classic, and there's tons more, all really deserving of being there. I mean, they're great athletes, and like you said, it's something that's going to keep building up. I mean, there's obviously, I think, way more male wrestlers than there are female, but
but the numbers are getting bigger for the women.
Of course, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you have Ring of Honor. They do a women's division. You have the Knockouts and Impact Wrestling. Shine and Shimmer have been doing women's wrestling shows and all. Tell us about CCW. Tell us about where you can go to train, how you can get in contact with CCW.
Go to ccwevents.com. My telephone number is 954-548-5779. Look us up on Facebook, Coastal Championship Wrestling, and look us up on Facebook at the Main Event Training Center.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Joe.